Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am Latoya Nicole. If you are new here, I help authors and creatives self-publish books and make money online. And today I'm going to be talking about how you can make thousands selling coloring books on Amazon. Selling books on Amazon can be a lucrative business if you have a strategy in place for selling your books. A lot of times when people are starting to publish their books, they more so think about the process of publishing, but very little weight is considered when it comes to marketing your books. So unless you're just publishing a book that you don't mind if it sells, you will want to have a strategy in place so that you can actually make sales after you publish your book. So here are some steps that I took to make thousands of dollars selling my coloring books on Amazon. Step number one is going to be choosing your niche. So you want to consider the age range, the interests, and the preferences of your target audience. Now, coloring books are already a niche of their own, right? So when you look on the Amazon storefront page, if you were to type in coloring books, you'll see a list of coloring books. There's thousands of coloring books already on Amazon. But you want to make sure you're sub-niching so that you'll know your target audience age, your target audience demographics, and all the things that fall into what you're specifically looking for when you are trying to get your book sold. Choosing your niche is going to be critical in your success on Amazon. So here are a couple of steps that you could take to find your coloring book niche. Step number one, you can do market research. You can look on Amazon to find what types of books are already selling. You can just scroll through their search results and you can look at some of the bestsellers, and you can also look at some of the books that have lots of reviews that are 5-star or 4-star reviews. You'll look at the title, you'll look at the age range of those books, and that can give you some ideas to formulate what type of niches are already selling on Amazon. Another way to choose your niche is to think about what you have interest in, or what things you actually like, or what things you see that there are lacking in the market. For example, if you're passionate about creating coloring books to boost self-esteem and self-confidence in children, then you may want to create an I am coloring book letting them know how beautiful they are, or a coloring book that resonates with children where they can possibly have fun creating the coloring book and learning valuable tips for building their confidence and their self-esteem. And if you're still not sure, you could just try out different types of niches to see which niche is going to actually start selling the best for you. And then once you figure out which one sells the best for you, you can just keep making books like that type of niche. And don't be afraid to pivot if a specific niche isn't working well for you. Okay, and next you're going to want to create high quality content. This goes back to your cover art, making sure it's professionally designed, not something that you just put together or something that will not stand out to the competition that is already on Amazon. Again, you want to look at what books are already selling, and you want to take notes of the elements that they're showing, the size of the graphics, the colors they may be using for that type of coloring book. You want to just take a look at all of those things and make sure you have professional artwork. Something else you will want to do is create A+ content. A+ content is a feature that Amazon allows for sellers to enhance their product detail pages, because most of the time when you're looking at a book, Amazon is only going to show maybe the front cover and the back cover of the book, possibly a few pages inside. But if you're scrolling on your cell phone, you won't even be able to see the pages inside. You'll only be able to see the front cover and the back cover. So A+ content will allow you to put specific details of some of the pages inside to kind of spark their interest to say, okay, this book looks interesting. Let me go ahead and add it to my cart. Then you want to optimize your product listing. You're going to want to use relevant keywords that people would be searching for your type of book. So again, going back to self-confidence and self-esteem. If someone is searching for that type of book, they may put in the browser, affirmation coloring book for children, or they may search for things like self-esteem activities for kids. Put yourself in the customer's shoes and think of it kind of like if you were going to Amazon searching for this type of book, what would you have searched for to look for this book? And right along with the keywords, you want to make sure your title is optimized. Your title should be specifically what your book is about. So you want to make sure you're using the appropriate keywords in your title so that people can find it. This does not mean keyword stuff in your title, but it does mean that if you're wanting to create a self-esteem coloring book for children, you want the book to say something about self-esteem coloring book for children in the actual title. You don't want to put a title something generic like Charlotte learns to find friends at school. Because again, if someone is searching for that type of book, they're not going to be thinking, I want to find a self-esteem book for my child. So let me type in Charlotte learns how to find friends. That's just not something that people ordinarily look for. People are going to look for generalized search terms that make sense for what they're actually looking for, right? Just keep that in mind when you're thinking about creating your title. Also, your book descriptions and your categories are very important in this process as well if you are trying to rank on Amazon. So make sure you do your research. I do have a video about how I find my categories and what you can do to find yours as well. Reviews are like social proof. So think of it like you're going to Amazon and you're going to find yourself some books, and you have 2 books that you think you might like. Out of those 2 books, you're most likely going to look at the details of the book, and you see one of the books has 5 reviews and the average star review is like 4.5, but then you see the other book has 95 reviews and the average rating is 4.8. Which one are you going to likely decide? Most likely it's going to be the one with 4.8 stars and the more reviews. So just make sure you're encouraging your customers or whoever you're asking to purchase your book. Just make sure you're encouraging them to leave reviews. You can ask them to just leave an honest review of what they, thought about your book. Another thing you're going to want to consider is pricing your books competitively. Now, if you go on Amazon and you actually see that most coloring books sell between $9 and maybe $10, right? If you price your book at $15.99 and someone has a book that looks better quality and has sold more than yours, they're most likely going to go with the book that falls in line with the normal pricing of books. So just make sure you're not shortchanging yourself by trying to charge some astronomical amount so that you can stand out or something. This usually only works if you already have an audience of someone who knows who you are, likes you, and trusts your work. But if you're just starting to build your audience and people don't know who you are, you've never sold a book before, you're going to want to price competitively in order to give your book a chance to actually get sold by customers that don't know if you actually produce quality work. And last but not least, you're going to want to build a loyal customer base. Now, you can do this in multiple ways. A few of the ways that I actually do it is by creating an email list. I use MailChimp to create my email list. And every time I have something new, or every time I'm doing something creative, or if I post a new reel, I send it to my email list. If I run a special, I send it to my email list. This way, they're always alerted about anything you have going on so that you can continue to keep your brand in front of them to remind them, hey, you haven't purchased my book in a while, or hey, remember you had this book in your cart and you never purchased it. It keeps them reminded of your product, so they'll be more likely to purchase your product. Now, building an email list is something that you'll want to start by giving them something for free or something of value. So that's how you get people on your list, by maybe offering them a free coloring page from your book. If again, you're doing the confidence coloring book, then you may want to tell them why confidence boosting is important in children. Just have a layout of a free document that provides value to the customers, so they'll in turn want to join your email list. You can also create a following by your social media. I also have an Instagram page, like for my Coloring Books Entrepreneurs Color Too. I have an Instagram page that is directly built toward the audience that I know loves my specific types of books. When you're building a following on social media, that is not to say to sell to someone every single day. You can incorporate directly selling your book, but for the most part, you are going to want to, again, provide value to them. So give them things that are funny that they may laugh at, that your specific audience may laugh at or think it's a joke. Give them things like knowledge. Give them things like information on your Instagram post. Ask questions on your Instagram post. Make sure that when you do ask questions, if someone does respond, make sure you are going and responding back to them. So following up with people as well to start to build that base, to answer their questions and to get people more engaged in your content. And when you're on social media, you can partner with influencers to get people to go to your page to get traffic. You can partner with promo pages on Instagram to get people to come to your page. So you send traffic to your page that way. And you also get new traffic by using hashtags, by just posting regularly, and using Reels. Last but not least, you can also use Amazon's paid ads to get more traffic to your Amazon listing. Amazon offers different advertising options like sponsored products, sponsored brands, and display ads. For example, if you go to Coloring Books on Amazon and you do a search, across the top of the screen, you'll see sponsored ads. So if you get a sponsored ad, your ad will then appear on the top of that page. So when someone is searching for that type of book, however you decide to bid on your ad, it increases your chances of your books showing up at the top of the screen so that people are more likely to click on that, because the goal is to show up on the front page, or at least the front 2 pages of Amazon with your books. That is going to be your ultimate goal so that you can start getting more sales for your books that way. Now, these are all strategies that I have used, implemented, or even currently used in my business so far to sell over 50,000 books online. And I also do have a course that breaks down step by step every single thing that I did, how I did it, and what I'm doing today to still sell my books and get publicity for my books. And all of it has been done starting from scratch, me not knowing how to publish when I first started publishing, and me not hiring a publicist. I've been able to break down my business successfully to know who to reach out to, what to do, what influencers to reach out to, how to build that email list, and just a host of things that are important when you're trying to be successful publishing books or coloring books on Amazon KDP. And just remember, when you're selling books or when you're selling anything, once you see a specific strategy that's working, buckle down on that strategy and start to do it 10 times over so that you can continue to see an increase in your book selling. I hope these tips were helpful. Let me know in the comments how you've been selling your book so far and if it's been working for you. Until next time, bye-bye.